What's up, y'all? This is Dre with Brothers United in Leadership Development, Build 206 Media. I'm in the studio with my guy Pooh from the South End. This is another episode of Stories from the South End. We're about to get it popping. What's up with you, bro?
What's popping?
Same old, man. Trying to make it happen, man. Get this footage out to folks, man, and keep it popping. So let's jump into these questions, man. You gonna be acting shy, man, or you gonna be cool, man?
I ain't never shy.
All right, that's what's up. So why don't you tell folks a little bit about yourself, anything you want to share, man, with folks, man. Tell people a little bit about you.
Man, my name is Pooh from the South End, South Holly Street. Got 4 kids, grandson. Been running the streets forever. Do build with my guy Dre, you feel me? Isaiah, Will, Clown, and everybody else that's a part of Build 206. I'm one of them cast, man. I'm still 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Y'all know what it is, man. So,
We definitely trying to get you to get that other foot out, but we got to take folks where they're at and make sure we're giving them the supports that they need. But yeah, congratulations on the grandson. That's dope. You know what I'm saying? We're going to transition to some other questions. As a kid, thinking back as a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I want to play football.
Okay. Did that happen?
Nah.
Okay.
I wanted to play football, man. I wanted to play baseball, and basketball. But, circumstances happen, man, and that one situation, man, can ruin everything, bro.
Well, that's kind of the next question. Did things get in the way of you being able to be what you wanted to be?
Yeah, man. Basically, man, situation happened, man, and I ended up going to juvenile, and from there, I was off to the races.
How old were you when that happened?
14.
14.
Like I was already in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, doing my thing, but it was a before school, lunchtime, after school thing, you know what I'm saying? But once that happened, man, it was like, man, fuck school.
Right.
I'm out here.
So
they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that was my attitude. They don't give a fuck about me, man. I'm out of here.
And so you talked about, there was a situation when you were 14 where you actually went to jail that was kind of very pivotal, but you said you were already in the mix. So, when did you start getting into traffic? When you start getting in the mix?
Let's see. It's about 5th grade.
So like 10, 9, 10, 11?
10.
10?
Yeah.
What school did you go to in 5th grade?
I tried to go to Whitworth, but they sent me to West Woodland in Ballard.
West Woodland? I ain't even heard of that. That sounds like some real gangster shit, though. West Woodland?
West Woodland in Ballard. No, so basically, you remember how they was shipping kids from the South End out there because there's basically sending too many black kids to the South End. They need some white kids in these schools. So there was no black kids in these schools, so they sent cats from the South End, West Seattle, and the Central District to over here.
Okay.
To Ballard.
West Woodland.
West Woodland in this school called Adams. It was right around the corner, but it was all, man, we got called niggers every day.
Oh, wow.
All this shit. Mind you. Come on, man, I'm 10.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Shit, that was what?
That was 90s.
No. It was 89,
Late
88,
right,
89.
I'm saying that's close. You might as well round up.
You know
I'm saying like cats was getting called niggas.
Yeah.
By white folks in
Seattle
in the late 80s, early 90s.
And the only reason why they didn't kick us out of school because we made, man, all of us, I ain't gonna lie, we all had 3.5s or better. That's the only reason why we didn't get kicked out of school. But, man, we was fighting every day. One kid told me, man, I'll never forget this shit. He told me, man, he looked back at me and said, man, if I was KKK, I'd hang you.
Oh, wow.
Told me that in class. I was like, what? I whipped his ass. You got me fucked up. Fuck you mean?
So that's when you started getting in the mix? Was it because of that or this other stuff? So that's like the next question is what made you want to get in the mix? So you said around 10.
So basically I get out here. I moved out here for good.
Mm-hmm.
I come to stay. And
so when you moved,
I came here from Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah, okay.
But I've been there, I come visit summertime, but shit wasn't like it was supposed to be after the summer. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, this ain't what I'm used to. I don't give a fuck. Like, I didn't have the best of the best, but I was never dirty.
Right.
I never wore summer clothes to school. Like, I
Right.
was always clean. I don't give a, you know what I'm saying? Fuck that. I was always clean. You know what I'm saying? And going into that year, I was like, hold up, man. I ain't never had to, you know, wear my summer clothes to school. Like, what the fuck is this? Like,
Right.
and then, you know, like, there was nothing. So what am I supposed to do? My brother done already called my mom and my grandma and ran through them. So he didn't already got the money and didn't tell me he got the money.
Right.
So he's clean. He's fresh. I'm looking like last year. You feel me?
Right.
So it's like, I didn't trip. You know what I'm saying? But I'm tripping. But I didn't trip. So then it's like, I let that year go by. But I'm seeing shit now.
Right.
The very next year, man, we in the Ville.
Right.
The people that his friends' kids, I'm over there. I don't even know these guys, but I'm over here because these is his friends.
Right.
And their kids. They're doing the most.
Right.
I'm like, ooh, what's that? Oh yeah, what's up? This is $20. You wanna?
Get on.
Nah, I'm cool. The one night shit, it was like, fuck that. Nigga, I'm tired of looking like last year.
Right.
I don't want I ain't never wore hand-me-downs.
Right.
Ever. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, man, I didn't have the best of the best, but I was clean as fuck. I was never dirty.
Right.
Man, it's one night, mind you, no one's paying attention to me at this time neither. One night, I come out about 8 o'clock. Mind you, I'm 11, 12.
Right.
I see the homie. He's like, what's up? I'm like, man, what's up? I'm ready. He gave me one stone. Was like, this is $20. Boom, the dude pulled up. He gave me $19. I'm hot that I only got 19. I didn't get the 20. He's like, don't trip. Boom, and that's how it started and went from there. And I used to give my brother the money, like, bro, go shopping for me. I don't, you know what I'm saying? And my shit's changing, but no one's paying attention.
Right.
I'm not coming in the house at 12, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. No one's paying attention. Why not?
Right.
So they say, oh, man, you know, people like, oh, man, you know, I'm a parent to this. Okay, man, you might be there, but you're not there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you a parent? Like, you don't even know what's going on in your house.
And that transitions us really to the next question is, what could have stopped you from getting into traffic? What could have stopped you from getting in the mix? Because it sounds like, you know, you had a transition where you moved up here, you know what I'm saying? You were used to having things a certain way, you know what I'm saying? And then it wasn't like that anymore. And then, you know, you got involved in you saw things moving around and, you know, at a certain, first you shot it down, then you at a certain point you were like, okay, let's see what this is about. So what could have stopped you, you know, and you think back, you know, as a kid, like what are some things that could have stopped you from, and you even share, like, you know, you were coming home late, people weren't really like, you know, so let's, you know,
if I had
let's talk about it.
If it was a me, you feel me? Like, pay attention and give a fuck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they were like, oh man, your dad was the shit. Your dad was the shit. Yeah, he was cool. Like, he was doing what he was supposed to do for y'all.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not taking nothing from him. But this is what he's supposed to do. Like,
right.
partners come through, you know what I'm saying? He's supposed to do certain shit. But then on the back end, you know what I'm saying, in real life, I don't know this nigga. This nigga don't know me. But we're in the same household.
Right.
I'm paying real bills. Why?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
so part of you weren't able to really just be a kid.
I was never a kid when I got here.
Right.
Once I got here, I had to grow up overnight.
So you weren't. So that's something that you say that could have, you know, having a little more structure support to make sure that, or like when you say, if I had a me, you mean how you were a dad and took care of your kids and let them be a kid, not
right.
you know some of the, you feel like some of the lack of support or structure pushed you into an environment that wasn't the best.
Basically.
Right. And so thinking about that, like, you know, and you can circle back or whatever later, but thinking about that, you know, because there's this big movement now to talk about defund police and stuff, because what we're doing is we're just over incarcerating folks, and that really don't change it. So now we're going through a process, or the city or whoever's going through a process, or say they're going through a process. So who knows what they're really fucking doing, but they're saying going through a process. But the intent of this podcast is one, to give cats that I grew up with, you know, a platform to talk about, and people that were in the mix that have been doing shit, you know, the ones that everybody talk about they rocking with, you know, an opportunity to share what could have been done differently. You know, so you think about programs, activities, mentors, or whatever. You know, you're kind of getting into that. That's really the question is like, what supports does the community need?
We need it basically. Not to cut you off.
No, you're good.
What my comfort and getaway was Rainier. Boom, I pull up at Rainier. I see all the homies, whatever. We're doing what we're doing, but at the same time, when I needed somebody to talk to, I talked to Tim.
Tim Metcalf.
Right. Rest in peace. Like, that's who I talked to. Like, Tim knew my whole life story.
Right.
You feel me? Like, that's the only dude ever that knows my full pull. Like, I gave him my full pull. Like, man, look.
Right.
This is what I'm going through. To where he used to pull me to the side, do little interviews. He used to have people come in. Like, and people like me, he have us come do the interview. And after the interview, he'd be like, here, this shit's not for free.
Right.
You give us your life story's not for free.
Right. And
he'd pay us for that shit. Shit, he slide us the money. Now, he already knew what we was about to do.
Right.
I'm not even going to lie. The dope man was right down the street.
Right.
He slide us the money. Boom, I'm going to get on. Like, man, every dime that I had, I spent it on work.
Right.
Period, point blank. Because I was like, shit, I got work, I got money. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, and then, boom, next thing you know, juvenile. Next thing you know, juvenile again. You know what I'm saying? Then state prison, federal. Like,
back to back.
Whoa. That was, and then that federal prison, that was like my time where I learned patience. Like, hold up, man, I'm moving too fast.
Right. How old were you then?
Let's see, 2007. About 29.
Yeah, so we're going to jump into a little bit more of that in the next question, the next couple questions. But I really want to talk about, you know, what core values did you learn growing up in the South End?
Man, your friends matter. Period, point blank. Like, the village counts. You know, without the village, motherfuckers ain't shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it really takes a village, bro. Like, and I didn't really put the village around really put the full village around mine until mine got into, like, high school.
Right.
Because, shit, where I been? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I had to put the right people around my kids because it's like, I know it's any given moment I can fuck up.
Right.
But at the same time, my kids ain't gonna fuck up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I got this type of people, boom, boom. I put all these type of different people around them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I might be, you know what I'm saying, running the streets and going in and out, but at the same time, this is the people I'm around that I'm surround you guys with.
Right.
So you guys ain't got to do this shit. I went to jail enough for all of us.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
some of the stuff that came up, like when I talked to Clown and BG and other cats, you know, from the South End, Kofax and other folks, is like, you know, some of the core values too is like the brotherhood, you know, the fellowship, you know, accountability, trust, respect. You know, those are things that I definitely carry, core values that I definitely carry that I learned or got reinforced, you know, being in the South End, you know, from, you know, in the late 80s, early 90s, and even in the early 2000s, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just showing that just because motherfuckers was in the mix doesn't necessarily mean that you're not getting things that are transferable to being productive. And even, like you said, like, you know, putting the structure, it sounds like you put some structure around your kids so they didn't have, you trying to change, you made an environment that was safer for your kids than what you had based on what you've been through.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. That's what people need to understand is like, you know, if you keep putting people in dirty water, don't get mad when they're getting dirty, right?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, but the problem is, it's like, it's not only us that control our environment and what we're tapped in on. Like you talked about some of the stuff that you were dealing with in school in the late 80s. This wasn't no super long time ago.
Like,
you know
everybody
what I mean?
said, man, that was a long time ago. Well, shit, I was one of them kids that got transferred to the white school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't cool.
So the water be dirty, but then it's also like, where's the coming from and getting contaminated, right? You know what I'm saying? So there's things, that's the systems, right? When you look at systematic stuff, you know, that the water is coming down here contaminated, and then our kids are playing in it, and then they get dirty, right? So it's hard to, you know, you could put a box around it. Rainier was a box that was, you know, around the water, right? You know, or in the water. It's like a box, but once you step out that box, like you said, you were doing an interview, you got the money, but you were so saturated with the BS that you're running in right back to the dirty water.
Man,
you know?
I need on. Like,
right. You know?
mean, but that's what was around us.
Right. Yeah. So I'm not knocking it.
So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just one of them situations, man. It's like, man, are you gonna starve?
Right.
And be fucked up, or you gonna do what you gotta do to make the situation better for you and your people?
Well, the breakdown is, and I say this all the time, is, if you give people A or B to choose from, whatever you want that to be, if you only get it to choose from, chances are they're going to pick A or B, right? And, now if you give them, you may not be able to expose people to Z, but you may be able to expose people to M in the alphabet, A to M, and they still may pick A or B, but at least they got more options. And I think sometimes the issue is, and with your kids, right, they still could have chose A or B because they got choices.
Right.
But what you did was you exposed them to more options. You know what I'm saying?
Because like in my situation, like I told my people, yeah, it was fucked up out there where we was going to school at, but at the same time, shit, we was doing the best we ever did.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we're getting called nigger every day and all that, but in the back end, we're getting awards from over here because we got 3.7s and 3.5s, and we're like, shit.
Right.
Keep us over here.
Right.
But instead of them keeping us over there away, it's like, I look at it like this. I can live in the bullshit, but I don't want to go to school in the bullshit.
Right.
Or I'm going to go to school in the bullshit, but I'm not going to live in the bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So.
And realistically, as a kid or even as an adult, you shouldn't have to choose. Right?
Exactly.
It should be solid no matter what. And that's the problem. Like, you're dealing with some other oppression over here. You might be getting a higher level of education, but you're dealing with some straight racism. And then another place, you may be getting a lower level of education and you're dealing with some hood shit.
Look at it like this. You look at it like this. 5th grade, 3.7. I'm getting called niggers and everything, but I got 3.7.
Right.
6th grade, I ended up in Mercer.
Right.
I went from 3.7 to a 2.0 my first quarter.
Right.
After that, I went from a 2.0 to a 1.1.
Right. and you was on PLG.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the fuck? Everybody, but at the same time, like I said, no one's saying anything.
Right.
Because my mom don't know what's going on.
Right.
Because no one's saying anything.
Right.
But then when I'm questioned, you already know I'm going to tell the truth. Look, it's fucked up. This is what's going on, this. And she's like, come back. I'm like, nah. And her and my grandma's like, why not? I'm like, man, I know I come back out there right now. I'm going to drive you guys crazy.
Right.
You guys are going to have strokes, heart attacks, all this shit because I'm in this shit right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't do this to you guys. He did this. He created this monster. He's going to deal with it.
Right.
Period.
Well, and that's that turning point. That middle school is that pivotal point, 5th to 6th grade, and then, all that, 6th, 7th, and 8th, and then that turning point from 8th to, there's a big transition from 8th to high school. So you already answered this. The next question is, have you been locked up? And the answer is yes.
And I go to juvenile. First time I go to juvenile, boom, I go to institution. I get out. Do you think I got in trouble? You think I got disciplined?
Did you? I don't know.
I'm just saying, did we have the talk? It was none of that shit.
Right.
It was as soon as I got out, the homie came over, I was back to the hood.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? No. What's up? I'm cool. Did my probation. After that, boom, it's back to the races.
Well, not only that, I know just growing up, it was like we gave a lot of people a lot of respect when they was fresh out. And really, that shit wasn't filthy.
No, that shit wasn't cool.
And but we
were kids.
But that's the socialization.
But we were kids.
No, yeah, off top.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like.
But when you uplift that, right, when the kid gets that, it's like getting 1,000 likes. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, yeah, this is what
our social media.
This is what it is, right? You know what I'm saying?
We all are going to school.
Right.
8th, 9th grade, we all driving.
Right.
Like we're really doing the most, and no one's saying shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then we get older, we're like, man, fuck that. That was some bullshit.
Right. And that's why I want to create this platform to share that, to really be like, what's what. And part of it's the music we were listening to. Man, New Jersey Drive. Bro, when that movie came out, car thefts went up in Seattle.
Man, New Jersey Drive was the one. But at the same time, it's the same thing that was going on in the movie. It's the same thing that's going on in real life.
Off top.
Where was the parents?
Right.
Where's these motherfuckers at? Like no one, only one mom was checking shit.
Well, and then police and all them are making careers off of us drowning.
And they did it to us in the South End. Right. Norton and Estrada and Harris. Harris became Norton went to homicide detective.
Right.
Like
they all make careers. Right. Everybody wins off this, but the folks that are most impacted. And so that's the point of this, is to be able to provide a platform for the most impacted to share their stories and talk about what worked, what didn't work. If these cats really want to do something, these are the people that we need to have at the table making decisions.
I ain't gonna lie, they got it good nowadays, as far as the one time, but because we could never stand in a crowd of 5 or 6 without 10 police pulling up seeing what we was doing. See what I'm saying? Like, the fuck? Police want to fight us. We was fighting the police. We was getting into all type of shit with the police. Like,
yeah, I wouldn't say they have it good. There's different tactics. There's all this technology now where they don't gotta run up. They got cameras and all that, other stuff to,
And somebody can say boom,
right,
with their phone and be like, "What are you saying? What are you doing?"
That, but also they got cameras too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So
I'm just saying, like, they used to take us to the corner and whoop us.
Right.
If you pulled the camcorder out, it was the one. Right. You know what I'm saying? And who had those? Those is the big bucks back then.
Right.
So it's like.
So you talked about being locked up, and did being locked up change you?
No.
What do you elaborate?
So juvenile.
Mm-hmm.
My first time going to the institution, I went to Green Hill. Green Hill, it was basically one step before prison. So imagine, I'm in Green Hill. I'm 15, almost 16. I'm around nothing but drug dealers, gang members, and niggas that's about to do juvenile life. So these niggas about to get out. They're 20, about to be 21. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm around the shit. Like, this is where it's at. It's happening.
Gladiator school.
Right. You walking through this motherfucker. Motherfuckers is looking, you know what I'm saying? They're doing, man, it's on site.
Right.
I'm here. I'm talking to all the motherfuckers that sold dope. I'm here for selling dope. Where's the niggas that sold dope? Right. Okay, what'd you do? How'd you fuck up? This is what I did. Well, damn, if I'd have did this, So this is like hustler school.
It's a training ground.
Yeah. I got out, bam, like I said, I'm back to the hood, but shit, within 30 days, I'm back.
Right.
Coming through Green Hill on my way to Nate Sale, and they're looking like, damn, you just got out. I'm like, shit, why am I on my way? Because some shit happened, and I didn't say it was the homie. I had to go to jail, and it's right. Like, you know what I'm saying? So boom, now I'm back locked up again. Then I get out. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? But okay, now what? Okay, now I'm back on the streets. Probation ain't even helping you get in school.
Right.
They're expecting you to handle that on your own. How am I supposed to handle this on my own? I'm a kid.
Right.
My parents wasn't doing it before, so what the fuck make you think they gonna do it now?
Right.
Where's the support?
Right.
You know what happened.
So that's another thing. Like I said, it's the ongoing support, and people that are getting paid to track this stuff really need to be more actively involved to make sure that people get the supports that they need. So thinking about, you talked about you having kids, you got brothers and sisters, older and younger, you got your mom, dad, your family, and then the cats, the homies, right? Mm-hmm. And so thinking about, like, how did you being locked up impact the people around you? Because it's not just you that's impacted, there's a community, right? So,
man, listen, put it like this, like, by the time I was 20, my first term in prison, I had 4 kids. My kids is young. Shit. My youngest was what? 5 months? So it's like, damn, when I get out, my youngest is 3. He don't even know who I am.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? I'm like, damn. My oldest, he know who I am slightly. You know what I'm saying? And then shit, my daughters, they're looking like, who's this nigga?
Right.
You feel me? So it's like, shit's fucked up. And then boom, I'm there. They get used to me being there now. They don't really know each other. You know what I'm saying? But then now I'm there, but then I'm snatched off again. Why? Because moving too fast. I gotta get on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. But when I got out, like I say, probation didn't do nothing for you. Like, it was like, you just go find your job. Come on, bro. You know it's not that easy for me.
Right.
Is that, all right, I'm back on it.
Right.
Next thing you know, boom, I'm back locked up. I'm back to prison. Boom, I get out. They still ain't got nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking.
Right.
I'm looking, but shit, come on, you're a felon. You're not getting no job.
Right.
And the shit that they want you to do, it's like, bro, that's not even gonna pay anything. Are you serious? Hell no, I can go over here. The homie can slide me.
Right.
And I'm back on. Fuck, I'm gonna go do that for?
So how did it impact, and not only that, it probably impacted the relationship with the kids'
Every-
mothers, all that,
Man,
you know what I'm
it
saying?
impacted everybody, er- it
But how, though?
it impacted people like to the point where shit was fucked up. You turn single moms,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Turned into single parents and single mom, like shit. And then they gotta do extra shit to make shit happen. And it's like when you're in a situation like that, you do shit. You doing shit you normally wouldn't even do because of the situation.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
that's what we want to highlight is it's not just whatever you did and you're getting punished or corrected for doing that, right? There's a ripple effect on your kids, on the family, the mothers of those kids, your parents, your brothers and sisters, because they're all seeing that. And that kind of transitions us into our next question, which I already know the answer to, but I'm going to ask it anyways. Do you know other folks that have been locked up?
yeah, 99% of my friends.
Right. And so seeing that, how did that impact you?
It's like, I mean, shit, coming up, it's like, shit, we thought that shit was cool. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, hey, we out here.
Right.
Nigga, if you ain't going to jail, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like,
it became a normal.
right, and it was too normal. So it's like, when I got to the feds, I learned patience because when I got to the feds, I'm not even gonna lie, when I got to that halfway house, they actually had situations for you to get your shit together.
Right.
Like straight up. Like, we know you're felon and whatever. They had shit right here. If you got certain, man, they had it laid out. They had a person you go talk to if you need to talk to them about the job shit or whatever. What you need your resume done? Okay, well look, this is what we're gonna do. They had the shit set up for you. Or the dude that helped me with my shit, he was the dude that was doing the school shit in the feds. Like, he did my resume for me in the feds. Shit, I got out, slid that resume to the boss. The boss hired me just off of my resume.
Right.
Didn't even meet me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Was like, yeah, he can start tomorrow if he pull up and shit. That was it. But then it's like,
but it took you hella to get to that point in the system.
But check it out though. Yeah, I got in, but then at the same time I'm in, but then here comes child support.
Right.
Okay, so if I'm getting paid, like, I'm working hours, so just say hypothetically I'm getting paid a rack, 2 racks every 2 weeks. Before taxes, child support then took half of that. So now it's 1,000. Now you take your taxes from that 1,000. What do I have?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like shit, and they're taking front and back. So all that might be gone. Out of that 2 bands, you might see $200.
Right.
What am I supposed to do?
For 80 hours of work.
What am I supposed to do?
Right.
You feel me? It's like, man, shit. I gotta keep this job though because the feds they were serious about that shit. Like, you're gonna work or you're going back. Like,
right.
I worked my whole time and after that, but at the same time, it's like, I'm about to get back into this shit. You gotta be fucked up.
Right. You got 4 kids.
Man, and then I'm taking care of other people too.
Right.
And myself. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, man, please. Nah, man, I'm not going out like this. So I went and got on.
Right.
I saved up, went and got on. And once I got on, shit, it was back to the races again. And then what happened? Boom, I got caught up again. But this time I just had a few dollars to get me an attorney. You know what I'm saying? They didn't take everything this time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
well, you and I talked about that, and we can talk about, a little bit more, but, it's a cold cycle, but it's also like, when you're out there, when you think about all the time that you're sitting down, it's less than minimum wage. You know what I'm saying? All the money you're making fast, when you look at the years that, and you add that in, how much you would make hourly, but I get it. Like, it's the pressure of capitalism, right? Like you said, child support 1/3. If you got LFOs, I don't know if
They
you
want
had, they
theirs.
want all that, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's like, how do we provide some relief so people actually can stabilize? And I don't even call it reentry because motherfuckers wasn't even in to begin with, you know what I'm saying? So we need the entry. We don't even need reentry. We need entry programs where people can get in and and play the game, not play the game the way it's designed, but actually participate in the capitalist society, you know what I mean, in a real way. So transitioning, we're going to get a little into that a little bit more, but transitioning, how can we help this and the next generation stay out of traffic, out the mix, you know what I'm saying? And like, even the story you shared is like, the homie, you was in the Ville, the homie, you saw it going down, right? And their intent may have been to put you on, but really they put you on the express lanes, right? They put you straight off the back streets of Rainier Avenue, sliding down Sewer Park right onto the express lanes to the north end, the fastest lane you could be in. You ain't even got your permit, right? Mm-hmm. And at that point you're like, oh, this cat's put me on, but really, they put you on the freeway, and you might have been on a bike. You about to get hit. You know what I'm saying? You're still a kid, right? Mm-hmm. And so thinking about that, like what, and you talked about some things that you felt like you needed. So now thinking about 2021, how can we help this and the next generation stay out the mix, out of traffic?
Same shit. It's just, it's man, all the OGs or whatever you want to call yourself, or however, big bro, where y'all at?
Right.
We started this shit, where you at? I understand you grown, I understand you more mature, I understand all that shit, but at the same time, you're still a member.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That don't mean you're active. That don't mean you got to be the one going out there telling them little niggas, oh, man, you better kill everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, you could be the one that's the voice of reason. You might be the one with the resources. Like, they might not want to hear you today, but one might hear you tomorrow. Right. You know what I'm saying? But where you niggas at? Even the females that's been out there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where y'all at? You feel what I'm saying? There's a lot of shit going on with these little girls, too, that's... They kind of wilder than these little niggas. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, though, y'all started this shit, where y'all at?
Right.
Y'all need to come out there and be a voice of reason, too. Show them what y'all doing.
And a lot of times people focus on the kids, right? But really, behavior is learned from adults in society, right? That's what we talked about, the movies and all that. A lot of it, sometimes we want to say, oh, we need to get, Pooh a job. We need to get, 15-year-old Pooh. No, Pooh need to be a 15-year-old kid.
Exactly.
The parent, we need to stabilize the parent. But sometimes what happens is, like in your situation, people think like, oh, Pooh's too far gone, so we're going to invest the resources here where we feel like, we talked about some other interviews that we've done with other folks, right? And build. We don't believe that people are too far gone. We believe that when folks are ready, there needs to be resources available because everybody done pay taxes. Everybody's paying into a system that's not necessarily working for us, but there needs to be resources and tools for people to make that transition whenever they're ready, not saying, oh, you're too far gone. We understand behavior gets harder to change as you get older and all that. We understand that. But at the end of the day, when somebody's on the fence or ready or some tragic situations happens in their life and they're ready to make that change, society, we should have some things for people to plug into.
Period.
So you think, the older homies, men and women need to get more tapped in and plant more seeds and be more active with this and the next generation.
Tap into what you started.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Like, if you pay attention, when you do tap into the younger generation, they listen to you. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's just, who are you? You know what I'm saying? Are you the one that everybody considered a joke? Are you the one that every time you come around, you're an alcoholic? Like, this is what they see. This is all they know. Like, is that the alcoholic homie? But on the back end, you might be the plug. Right. But you're so gone when you come around, you don't want to be drunk and belligerent. Everybody looking at you like, who is? So then when you do talk to them, they're like, man, please, I'm not hearing nothing you got to say. Right. You're always gone. What am I listening to you for? Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, motherfuckers just got to get on their shit.
So with that, it's also like, what supports do this and the next generation need and their families? Because you talked about it yourself, like, maybe your folks needed some support to actually know what flags or what things to look for and then what they needed to do to intervene. You know what I'm saying?
I just look at it like this. Like, the generation before us was taught survival skills because they had to survive. You know what I'm saying? And then they taught us the survival skills and then they taught us something else, whatever it was. Now, what we're doing is we're teaching our kids survival, love, wealth, you know what I'm saying? And then the next generation is supposed to push the other agenda, like, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, who's really tapping in with their situation? You got regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers just need to stop corrupting these motherfucking kids. Period. And let the kid decide on what they want to do. Like, it's not cool for you to be on this end baking the dad, or it's not cool for you to be on this end baking the mom. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, okay, now these kids is confused.
Right.
Like, who's the one we supposed to follow?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, they're supposed to be following both.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Take the good and the bad and throw away the fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's not what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the ultimate goal of being a parent, right? Is to make your child's life better than what your life was. You know what I'm saying? Right. And with us, sometimes, a lot of times in our community, it stays the same or it gets worse. You know, so that's you know, and there's no good without bad. You know, there's no ups without downs. So if anybody, you know, if you think everything's just rainbows and unicorns all the time, like that's not real life. You know what I mean? So, you know, but you know, it's an ebb and flow, but it shouldn't always be all bad. You know what I mean? That's for sure. Like it shouldn't. You look around.
A kid should be able to be a kid.
Yeah, for sure.
Period. You
so we need supports in place that allow families to stabilize and allow kids to be a kid and figure out what their gifts are.
Families need to realize, man. A lot of the parents need to realize I need to stop following the trend and be a trend of my own.
Right. But part of that is they've been socialized. You know, not making excuses for people. Part of it is motherfuckers came up in dirty water.
But at the same time, you gonna keep it going?
No. But it's hard, you know. But if you don't know nothing else, yeah, I do.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
but that's what I'm saying. Like, what supports and what I feel like some of the stuff that we need to do is we need to change what's cool.
But that's why I say you got to take the good and the bad and throw away the fucked up. Because it's like, even though it might have been fucked bad to you, you know what I'm saying? When you get older, you realize, man, that shit was actually good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you put that towards your situation. But then you realize, I didn't have this, so let me add this.
Right.
But that's not what's going on. This party get mad at this party. Okay, since I'm mad at this party, if I got custody of these kids, you and your side, fuck you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or what happened to the aunties? What happened to the uncles? Like, the uncles and aunties can't even check their nieces and nephews now because the parents is getting mad. Right. They're in their feelings. And then I'm going to keep it 1,000. Fuck that everybody's equal shit. I don't give a fuck. All kids ain't equal. This is the problem right now. You can't even say nothing to a kid without them getting in their feelings and say you're hating, or you don't like me, or you're this or you're that. Come on, bro. Motherfuckers is too sensitive nowadays. I'm just being real.
That's across the board.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, you know?
So what goals do you have for yourself now?
Stay out of trouble and stay growing.
And what support do you need reaching those goals?
I have it. You know what I'm saying? I got my bros. I got my family. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got my circle. I got my village.
Yeah, but there may be people watching this that have resources. You know, I know right now we're trying to find you a job. You want a good paying job, right?
Yeah, but first I want to, like, I'm gonna keep it funky. I don't want to just jump in. I want to come and you know what I'm saying, and just be there. You get what I'm saying? One of them jobs where I could just be there and see it. Like, this is why, you feel me? Because it's like me jumping in, like, just being real where I'm at with it. Me just jumping right into some shit, man, and I'm in the borderline. It's like, man, I don't want to blow your name. I don't want to blow the next person's name. You know what I'm saying? I gotta build myself up. I'm gonna keep it real. I need to, you know what I'm saying, pace myself and really get in this shit and really realize, man, this is what I'm gonna be doing.
Yeah.
Because this is real.
But we don't make no shots we don't take.
Hey, man, listen. Like I said, I don't even need to be paid to do it. I'm just saying, I just need to be there.
Right.
You get what I mean? It's like, I want to really, I'm ready. When I come, I'm ready. Like, not, okay, I come get the job, I get on. But then a couple weeks later, shit, somebody might hit me for the move, and it's like, fuck this job. I'm about to go get this 20. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't want to be that person. I just want to be the one, man, where I'm here, I'm focused, like, because I'm doing it with Bill, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not doing it for the money, so let me come work with these kids for not the money. But then when I'm ready for the money, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, bro, I'm ready. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's do this shit for real.
That's what's up. So, like I said, I mean, there may be people that see this that have access to research. Like when we were on the Saturday check and you tapped in and you saw Caps, was like, man, what's up?
And don't forget, I ain't forgot about y'all. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you know,
tap in, man.
I was tired, bro. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I be doing all this driving, so. But yeah, and then on the back end, I be tapping in with kids everywhere I be. So it's like, from here to Cleveland to Georgia, bro, like, I'm still doing the work. You know what I mean? Like, not just in the South end, but I'm doing the work, and You know, it ain't about, like I said, it ain't about the money. But now I'm not doing it for the money. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to go on the other side. So it's like shit. I'm trying to prep myself and be ready. So when
We just talked about everybody making careers off this shit, except for the people who's most impacted. So at the end of the day, you named off some officers that ran through the ranks, off of stepping on cats and crushing necks. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing wrong with people being able to take care of themselves and take care of their family. And as long as it's in you, not on you, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So. You kind of got into this self love, and we're talking about now we're this generation like a love, and it's some trendy shit right now talking about self care and love and all that. You know what I'm saying? And just you being in the mix, and have for so long, and if you're not doing it, it's cool. I'm gonna press you to do it, but what have you done? And we talked about a little bit earlier about working out stuff like that. But what have you done? To take care of yourself. Like, what do you do to take care of yourself? Because one, it's like we don't talk about that type of shit like we should. You know what I'm saying? And so it's an opportunity to we think about it. And if you're not doing it, like we got to push each other to make sure that we are doing it.
As far as the normal, I go to the gym or whatever. But besides the gym, to keep myself humble, that's why I go to Cleveland. I go back to Cleveland because I ain't always had it. You feel me? So I go there, I get my humbleness.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Humble myself. You know what I'm saying? I check myself because it's like, man, this is where I come from. It's like, a snap of a finger could be back here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then I go down to Georgia all the time because that's my balance. You know what I'm saying? Like, because out here, you can be living right here. You have a brother a block, 2 blocks away, or a cousin. You won't even see him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, what the fuck? But down there, I go get my balance because you get there, boom, they know you're there. They're pulling up. Cousin, bro, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Nephew, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to let the presence be known, and you're going to see them if they're in the area. If you're in the, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just different. The love is different. So.
And then I'm assuming like the road trips and stuff also is like relaxing for you just to get away and just be on the road and see what's what. And we got to schedule one of those for the Bill Brothers, man. We got to hop in, get an RV or a van. Or matter of fact, Kendrick got a bus now, bro.
Hey, let's do it.
This cat got a big ass bus.
The road is my therapy, man.
That's what's up. So I mean, we want to share that, and like as I asked other people that too. So I mean, make sure that you tap in, and there's other stuff that that other folks are doing, and we gotta. That's not the normal shit that we were raised on. We're not talking about take care of ourselves. We're talking about let's get it. All gas, no brakes. You know what I'm saying? So, but realistically, like that's why we lead in heart failure, diabetes, and all the adrenaline that we're going through, running from the police and fighting and being mad and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? That shit tears up your heart, liver, lungs, and brain, and everything else. You know what I'm saying? So, I just want to make sure that we're creating space, even on some hood shit. That we're talking about. Like, how do we create space about, taking care of ourselves, loving each other, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, because believe it or not, y'all, man, my situation's so fucked up. They said that, because I had a stroke in 2nd grade.
Yeah, I didn't know
And they
that.
said I had that because I was stressed out.
Wow.
How the fuck are you stressed out in 2nd grade, bro?
7 years old. That's crazy.
But you get what I'm saying?
That's
like,
my point.
That's the situation. People don't understand, like, shit may look good, but shit be fucked up in certain houses, man. It's just kids know how to keep that poker face on.
And that's part of where the swag, I got to be fresh, right? The outside's got to be fresh, which is really a facade for how the fuck I'm really, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to, I got the cover of the book look good, but when you start reading this shit, it's just missing pages, you know what I mean? So,
man,
that's really, 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 you know what I'm saying? So, we're about to wrap this in a second, but before we do, I always give people an opportunity, since I kind of been controlling the conversation, ask some questions. Maybe I would be equitable. I want to see if you have any questions for me.
Because we already talked about it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really. It's just my thing is just this, man. People just need to understand, man. You need to figure out who you are. If you don't know who you are, the shit's not gonna be good.
Right.
You can't be in denial of the fact, because being in denial, living that double life, man, you gotta keep lying. You know what I'm saying? People talking about they won't change. Okay, if you really won't change, you know what I'm saying? Every time they have a meetup or whatever the fuck, talk about let's put the guns down and this and that. Okay, so me and my niggas and our little bros show up to put guns down and all the shit, and other people show up, but they're not the people that's supposed to be showing up. These are the people from 20 years ago. Where's the people from 5, 10, 15? You know what I'm saying? Like, where's the in between? Like, the ones that matter, the ones that they're gonna listen to. Because if you're the one pulling up and they don't know you, they're not listening to you, or you're the one they be like, okay, I've seen you before, but what are you pulling up for?
But that also talks about people being tapped in on what you started, staying connected
Exactly.
to it, right? So then they do know you. So then it's, it builds that respect.
And then even if you're like, because everybody's not a gangster, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's not a shooter. We all know that. We knew who we was coming up. Like,
right.
Period, point blank. And the whole thing is, man, people just got to be them, man. You know what I'm saying? But you got to step up to your shit.
Right.
You know, like, this is what you started, man. You got to finish this shit. Period.
Yeah, so this is another episode of Stories from the South End in the studio with my guy Pooh. We grew up together in the South End. We're going to make this happen. So this is Bill 206 Media, Brothers United Leadership Development. Until next time, peace.